I'm gonna do a really quick disclaimer. Just the busy bee in the room. Offloading apps on my phone is the craziest thing that has happened in the last like 2 days. It's like to get these videos out. I'd like to be thankful for that. And also, Cruel Mistress. Traffic Man returns. That's the day. And also, what I wanted to say, if you saw my previous video of how I introduced the beginning of the video, essentially, when it's hitting November now, I'm not gonna have these segments where I talk, right? I feel like that's a little bit spoilers. So that was for October, but yeah, I'm done with doing October stuff. And to be very upfront with you, why I also pressured myself to do this, because I have not posted my Instagram full recap of whatever I did for the month of October, and I had all the footage from here to here just in my Google Drive, and it was being just like discarded like it was like an artifact or something. So I'm like, I need to do it. So yeah, that was a whole personal upfront excuse. So thank you to that pressure as well to me to actually like get to where I am. And it took roughly 3 days to get to where I am, and I think it's gonna take less in whatever I do right now. So hopefully I'll finish them all by today to some extent, and then a little bit in the next day. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the videos thus far. And I think one thing's weird to also think, and just to note, is that there's a thing when it comes to okay, we back, we started. We're driving to my parents' place. That's great. In the morning, I had to deal. I feel like, okay, I woke up at 7:36 a.m. And then I was looking through my Discord. Because I think I just do that in general at this point. I'm like, okay, when it comes to anything at this point, like with like because there's Adrian and then there's Shanoa, who been working on like cutscenes and style guide stuff. So I have to like read through that, because if I don't read through that, then I'm gonna see a notification of like 126 plus messages, new messages on Discord. I'm like, I have to read them, so I don't have to. And essentially, I just had to not help but just like facilitate stuff. And with like UE5 stuff and doing announcements and stuff like, hey, please, okay, if anything that's like needs to be the cordial. Otherwise, I'm going to my parents' place, drop off laundry, and have like Veterans Day, so that would be interesting. And yeah, I think it was also like semi-difficult to even get up in the morning as well. But then when I edited my video, while I waited for like responses, I edited my final video of October 31st. And I gotta say, it was like, wow, I forgot I wanted to be a hustler. I want to be the guy who can hustle the muscle. And like, if I reflect about that now, yeah. And also I'm gonna... But like, yeah, I feel like I have personally the stigma, not when I post something. Also, my marketing post at this point in time has been popping off. And I'm like, whoa, why are you popping off? Why is it getting good right now? Like, I don't know. Is it getting good because of the thumbnail and the wording? I don't know, but the views are going up. I think it's bot views. Respectively, I have my fair share of bot views, so have I bought any bot views? No. You can see that in the crypto video. Just out of context. You can see it through the crypto video, I promise. I've not bought any bot. But I think there's a weird thing when it comes to what I feel, and I'm gonna just like blatantly say it, is that when I do see like increase, like wow, it's doing like better than my other videos, I do still feel that feeling of like, wow, why is this popping off, and get like anxiety even from that, like even getting from like a ton of views, and then imagining, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have more eyes on me, which is, I'm fine with that. It's like, I'm also getting like subscribers from that video as well, which I'm like, whoa, like +4, plus 3 more from what I've said, the initial one, and then I got 3 more, and then I'm like, wow, that's cool. And I don't know, like, I personally don't care if there's like a dislike. There has not been any dislikes in a while for my videos, but I think at this point, I would like to I'm just trying to merge traffic, bro. We love a merge in traffic moment. Right. But I would like to just know that I don't have to worry about that. And I think I just have to keep reminding myself that. So sorry if you're hearing it more and more. I'm like, I just need to remind myself to do that because I edit the videos, and I do enjoy the how I not just portray myself, but like when I decide to make videos on the spot. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I, for one, personally want to avoid the trap again. See, good thing I'm editing sometimes these videos. I'm like, oh, okay, I forgot about that. Is to stay in bed. I think it's so good. It's so good to stay in bed. I was watching a Lukey MC video with the missus. The QA when they're carving pumpkins. That's what, so it helps me find the video again. Where she was like an angel and then he was like a hot dog. And one of the questions was about like a lust or something. And how to avoid that, like real talk. And Lukey, I'm kidding, said that you can't fight it. You have to run away from it. And I'm like, crazy. Or the things that you know that should not be taking up your time, you should like run away from it. I'm adding that part. Where I think it's a priority thing. Because sure, at the face value, a lot of distractions like buying things, making things, enjoying other people's content can easily be like a distraction thing or a hoarding thing or avoiding things. But I think in the back end of it, it is like your priority of those. Wonder egg priority! Your priority of things that you do in life that you have to not only just balance, but be upfront with it before your instincts. I think there's your instincts, like instincts of whatever you're gonna do, and above that is your priority. Your Wonder Egg priority. The ending of Wonder Egg priority is kind of it's meh, but like the rest of the show is awesome. I've not watched it. I like that anyway. And then beneath that is beneath instincts is your personal health and well-being and whatnot. And then underneath that is anyone else. So the top 3 things are about you. Focus on the top 3 things about you. Then focus on other people. But I think there's also that caveat of devil's advocate. Of man, there's other people that can't hustle. They can't hustle and bustle. So, do I give a lot of my money, no matter region to you? Do I raise funds? I'm just gonna move over here. Sorry, because I don't know. Or do I... Because that's a weird thing. I think this only impacts people who have a lot of money. Where you're like, give back to the people. And then you're like, I'll do my best. From me. But then to other people, let's say if I had a lot of money. Again, like I mentioned before in a video, I was like, man, like you have to like pay it forward to the people who also have worked with you in time and time again. So I think the weird label of like $1 million or $1 billion is sort of your subtitle line, like, oh, look at this millionaire. You know, it's like how do you realize you're a millionaire? But when I hear millionaire now, I feel like it's like you're a millionaire, but you have some form of company. And you pay that back into the company. Like you keep reimbursing, you're like recycle. Like if you want to be a billionaire or a millionaire, you're gonna keep recycling stuff, recycling. You can have the caveat of like the luxury stuff. But then you have also the caveat of your enterprise or whatever you're funding back for it. Because I think about it like Zora Mambami's. The campaign where a lot of billionaires and millionaires try to support Andrew Cuomo. And I think some of them did Zora Mambami, but I think mostly it was like Andrew Cuomo to like win against him. And still it backfired and failed. Like, so it's just that, like, you use that money, put it to other things, but I don't know. But yeah, that's my devil's advocate. And then if I go back to myself, I'm like, wow, I think it's only tough to know. I think it's only tough to know when to allocate a lot of your energy from one person to another. unless you feel like not just mentally, but physically you want to do it. And I think you feel that, I think I'm talking about like ego. Like you feel your ego pull forward when it comes to those things, because either you're gonna feel like you get screwed over or scammed. Why I talk about that is that I was watching a Mr. Pancake video. Someone buy me Mr. Pancake, Lukey MC. I was watching a Mr. Pancake video, and he bullied a scam person. This is what I watch during when I like wait for my YouTube videos to export, because if they're too big or need to load in YouTube. So I was watching a Mr. Pancake video, and it was about bullying a scam ad person because they got an email suggesting them to, hey, hello creator, we would like you to be sponsored, and we will give you $8,000 to make 2 videos each for $8,000, so it'd be $16,000 if you can download this thing and share the video of like using like SurfNet, I think, or Surfshark. I think it was SurfNet. And he slowly but surely was like Dexter boy. Not Dexter's Laboratory, but like Dexter the show, like very like criminal, crazy guy. He's like, well, I know your address, I know where you live, I know where your grandpa like died, and I know what your car is, and your longitude and latitude now. Thank you for trying to scam me. So can you mail you a box of bees? And I'm like, crazy. And then his newest, how I found out about Mr. Pancake was from a new video that he did, which was which was about joining a Jewish Minecraft server. I was like gonna say MC again. No, because they played Skyblocks. Yeah. I'm gonna end this video. But essentially, yeah, he bullied scam artists, but now the website's down, so he got that. And I think he was gonna get sponsored by Surfshark, or NordVPN, but he didn't, because obviously it's kind of weird that you can just accessibly do it. But that's the thing, you can accessibly do that. So you're like, interesting. So I just have to be wary. I think that's why I feel like. Secondly, is that I have to be worried if I blow up and I get opportunities to get sponsored. That would be awesome. But at the same time, there's scammers. There's scammers out there still, even for the smaller content creators out there. And you're like, oh, okay, that's great. Not. Avoid them. And let people know that they're a scam. Because that's great. Okay, now I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna focus on the... Ooh.
weeks, President Trump has repeatedly told congressional Republicans to hold the line, and he himself has refused to negotiate with congressional Democrats in terms of health care subsidies that could find a compromise that would lead to the end of this government shutdown. And the president also mentioned how his administration has still found ways to pay active service members throughout this shutdown, specifically mentioning a $130 million donation from an anonymous donor, but a supporter of President Trump, that has helped the administration pay its service members, at least in part, through the month of October, though it still remains to be seen how or if these service members will get their paycheck in November 15th, their next pay date. White House officials, as well as some Republicans in Congress, say that the funding may not be there yet in time for those service members to get that paycheck.
Aaron Navarro. Aaron, thank you. Next, a CBS News exclusive. A look at the tactics used by federal officials during recent immigration protests. What our investigation found. You're watching CBS News 24/7.
Freewheel is the platform that makes video advertising work. We create direct connections between buyers and sellers.
The neurological system to weaken, so babies become weak, they can't move as much, they get constipated. And eventually, if it's severe, which can happen especially in babies, they'll stop breathing and not be able to breathe enough and need to be hospitalized in intensive care.
Yeah, it's certainly scary for parents. What does the treatment look like?
So there is a medical treatment that actually exists. The California Department of Health has it. It doesn't make it all better immediately, but it shortens the hospitalization quite a bit. It's an orphan drug, but it is available for babies that have it.
Have we heard of this before? It doesn't sound like we had botulism outbreak or many cases like this.
Well, there's definitely been an increase, but what we haven't seen are any cases that were specifically linked to infant formula use. So this is the first recall of infant formulas that we know of that's ever occurred specific to botulism. So,
damn, it's so sunny. Okay. What did I do today? What do you mean? Okay, I'm going to my dental thing now. I'm betting they're gonna be like, you know, your gums are bleeding. Do you use BioSteam? I don't know. But okay, that's a vibe. Otherwise, what did I do when I got to my parents' place? Well, I waited. I watched the news because the news was on. I hanged out with Maxie. And then I went to help my dad move granite slabs. I'm gonna put up a photo here, but I didn't take a photo. I should have taken a photo, but like I'll just show an example of what granite slabs are. But there was this big slab that took 4 people to carry, and for us, we did like a smaller version of it, and it took 2 people to carry. And you know, I would say I'm moderately strong in how I do things, and I think personally for me, I think there's a part of me that being born in a military mindset household that it has conditioned me to go through the pain. So my hands, you know, a little bit like, but we good. We're strong. I got that endurance in me, dog. You know, lacrosse, bro. We got that endurance in me. What else did I do? Yeah, no, that was the most momentous thing. I felt like Uhtred of Bevenbø on that Viking raft, and then getting off the Viking raft, like we had to rest the slabs on our generator and take a minute to breathe. But what I wanted to say is going down the stairs. We didn't go like the stairs, we went from the back to the side. But going down just like little steps. It was like wobbly. It was like, whoa. So stabilizing was kind of rough. But We persevere. And I'm like, see these guns? Ladies! I'm kidding. I can carry a slab for you if you need a brick. But no, it's cool. Then my mom watched Frankenstein. I think they currently are watching it still. And she says it's good. It's great. I like Frankenstein. Watching it a second time again at the part where some context but a little bit spoilers.
I think it's true that you're always
where the monster or the creature
whether or not the day becomes
makes his hand with a fist
the day has to be something
when they get a haircut.
that has to have
Like out of context. Like what do you mean?
reacting to it.
That was the vibe I was going off of when I was talking about
Something
for
special.
what I learned in the day for October 31st.
I think you have to understand that scale.
Where like I talk about the when you feel it and then you let go, it's like
that bad.
where does it go? And then when you hold it back, it's like
How
how
do you want to?
And you're like, wow, that's where I got it from. And I watched Frankenstein later in the day. Notably, that was on October 31st, right? That was like before when Frankenstein came out on Netflix.
Let go.
But damn, I'm future sensing, bro.
Where does it go?
I'm future sensing. That was
Like
kind
when
of crazy.
Ball of methods again.
I might, after I get my dental thing, get something to eat and then drive because
That's just me.
I felt like not like drive fatigue last time that I drived, but I was just like, it was equivalent to carrying the slab. Like I don't know, like it's this week has a little bit been draining, but I think it's because I've also been trying to catch up with my headache. So I think what anyone needs in life is a proper sleep schedule and proper motivational speaking to themselves. And you're like, okay, well, that's great. And then you're going outside and eating and staying fit, exercise, and that's all you really need. And I'm out. You have to think about it like an astronaut, man. You're like being up in the sky in the International Space Station or in a spaceship. You're like, how do you preoccupy yourself? How do you not go delulu? I feel like that should be a class in itself. Not a psychology class, but just like in general, like how to live with yourself. Ah! Kidding. teeth. Dental. Shout out to dental. Okay. Shout out to the people who brush twice a day, who floss twice a day. I'm kidding. I'm kind of annoying a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm annoying. See, now I'm like apologizing more because I'm like, sorry to my bigger fan. I'm kidding. I don't have to think about that. Don't think about that. Okay. What did I do today? Kidding. I am annoying a little bit. But here's the thing. I think, here's my take when it comes to dental stuff. But first, I'm going to talk about my own dental stuff. Yes, hypothesis. Gums, work more. The doctor was concerned about the inflammation or like the weird thing on the top back gum and inside of my mouth, not on the outside. That is from a euro. I think they're good. Okay, cool. I think it's like from a euro that I've had on Monday, which I showed. That's why it wrecked me, my mouth wise. And I'm just gonna like park for now. There's like firefighters. But okay. Hopefully there's someone. Yeah, there's someone in the car. Oh, there's someone in the other car! Okay, they're gonna watch me talk. Yes, my teeth, good. The problem with me, and I think I get it from my parents, is that the big question that the doctors would tell me is that like, hey, or the dentist would tell me, is hey, do you snort? Or are you a mouth breather? I don't think I'm a mouth breather. I personally don't think. I don't want to even lie to myself here. I don't think I'm a mouth breather. But I know my parents, they wear like the mask, like the nasal mask or what have you, so they can breathe through their nose. And I know my dad is a mouth breather, so I think probably when I'm in deep circadian rhythm of sleeping, I'm like... But also, it could align with stress, high blood pressure, anxiety. And I honestly do like the reminders where you get told that, hey, since you're young, and I'm like, thank you, you think I'm young, thank you. No, I'm so young. To anyone in the dentist, it feels like anytime you're below like 25, it's like, you're young. And I'm like, thank you. I don't feel young. Mentally, I don't feel young. But essentially, yeah. Since you're young, just make sure you worry about these things. And I'm like, okay, that's great, thank you. But yeah. I'm not personally a brush twice or floss twice. I should be. I honestly should be. I try not to lie about that. But I think when I do my work and then it transpires into the morning, like that's the only time I brush my teeth, like in the mornings. But at night, I'm locked in doing my homework, so I don't get that double. I feel like I should. Like I argue maybe I need to just brush my teeth in the middle of the day. Just the middle of the day. Hot take. Middle of the day brushing your teeth, flossing. That would be interesting. Like, who has not done that? Other things to point out. 2 things for just that dental clinic. Not specifically that dental clinic, but I just feel like in general, the vibe of the dental clinic. I've talked about my mall experience. Now here's my dental experience. I feel like dentists are their own comedians when it comes to trying to give conversation with people. There's like the divider, obviously, like a wall, and it was like one of the dentist people, and there was a patient. It was an older man, and he was being checked up on by the dentist, and the dentist was like, oh, hey, so and so, how are you? And the person is very much like, I don't want to say an introvert, but like they're just keeping it like minimum, and then they say like, good. It's like, so how you been? It's like, fine. And then the dentist was like, well, you know, I've heard that your health is like really good, like your teeth are like very fine. And then they're like, yeah. And then
the dentist smooths in the topic about, well, since it was like a middle-aged man, I think he was just talking about like, oh, have you heard of like the bill passing yet for like TSA and like flights or whatnot? Like, oh yeah. The middle ground story was like, so you gonna do any like, did you have any fun plans over the weekend that you did last week? Because it's Tuesday and Saturday and Sunday was not like too far around. And then the person said no, really quick, in the middle of like when he was saying it. And then the dentist was like, oh, well, then they talked about the passing the bill, and then they started just talking like a little bit, like more than enough. And then the dentist was all on about the passing of the bill, like what type of bill was passed, if not anything, or like has Congress like stopped the shutdown or whatnot, or like they should stop the shutdown after like Thanksgiving, because anything like after Thanksgiving is going to be very, very hectic, or like things are slowing down. And that's interesting. I think that was the end of that story. I think when they lay the chair back and you look up on the roof, I feel like there should be like posters. I feel like there should be a window poster on the ceiling, or like some sort of, because they have like the office ceiling tile foam things, like the square things. Maybe they can have different colors. I'm sorry for the color blinded people, or like some like design, like fun design, like spice it up a bit, because I feel like I'm just looking at like sterilization, and all in my brain that I'm thinking about is like those types of ads where you're drinking something like, and then you like go inside like, and then you see like the blood cells, and then you see like the circuitry of like the mainframe, like every time like something goes in your mouth or like touches a gum or a nerve, and then the side of my neck is like shaking because of like and all I see is like a bright light, and then like, well, but hey, I think it'll be cool. Shout out, that was the end of that story. Shout out to the air spray thing. Oh my gosh, I feel like every time that happens, like that sound, it's like, wow. And then the water spray, subtle, it's okay. I feel like they don't get all the water, and then when I close my mouth and gulp, I taste not like chlorine, but it's like if I drank pool water, but not diluted or like bad pool water, if like someone peed in the pool. No, just like pool water, like chlorine, and just like, and it goes in my throat, like, yeah, lovely. That's the end of that story. And when the lady pulled up my photo when I was like 10, it's like, oh, you look, yeah, this is a part of the comedian story. It's like, and she looks back like, oh, you're kind of like, you're so young. And then I'm just looking, I'm here, I'm like, yeah. Inside my head, I'm like, of course I'm guapo. Of course I'm guapo. But sitting in that chair, I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's the end of that story. That's the end of that story. When they do the hand thing, the arm thing, like, let me check your blood pressure, I didn't realize that they have it so now where when you have it, it tells you like right off the bat. I don't think it usually tells you right off the bat. I think it was like a bing, like that. But then it was like an AI voice, like a female voice, like, your blood pressure is 98, cholesterol, something like that. I can't really like name the specific stuff, but it's like that, like chlorophyll isotope taste 101 beats per minute. Thank you. And have a healthy day. Yeah, have a healthy day. And I'm like, something like healthy, something like, hope you stay healthy. And I'm like, okay. I've never heard of that, but that's great. But no, here are the tips. I think that was it. Here are the tips that I need. And this is also just a good refresher and to note that these videos are more for me, I guess. Just to remember to not forget about these things. and side tangent as well, when you go to a dentist and then you don't have it pre-planned, the notion of, hey, when was my last checkup? I don't really think about that. Sure, I can pull up the calendar, but like, I don't go into my dentist thinking the first thing like, so your last checkup was this, and then I'm like, it's like I always feel like I'm gonna lie, and I'm like, yes. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just here for the dentist checkup. I was told on my phone that I have something scheduled on this day, and then I'm always gonna be like, yeah, check it out. But I feel that end of when the person is like there, or the person just knows who you are. Like, it was this guy who was at the counter. No excuse. I don't mean to badmouth the person. That's what I'm saying. But it's like one of those like weird dystopian things where you're like, you don't know the person or the guy, or you've never seen them before. It's like a new person I've never seen. Yeah, there you go. And he was at the counter, and then I walk up around my time at like 10 minutes before, because it said on my phone, be there 10 minutes before. So I go in, and then the guy is like sitting there, and he comes to the door, and he's like, hello, Nathan. And I'm like, and internally I'm like, but like in person I was like, oh, hello. And then I'm like, am I supposed to know your name? You don't have anything like a name tag? Like, it's kind of scary a little bit, but I'm like, oh, okay, you probably have on my records the timestamp of when I'm coming in. But I'm like, whoa, are we that close though? Are we just friends though? I don't know. That's weird. But again, let me go back to my thing. I'm gonna pause here. Okay, so they recommended me to have mouth tape, like small mouth tape. Have some XL nose spray to go up my nose, and to like breathe, and to have my tongue on the roof of my mouth, like here, because I usually rest my tongue at the bottom, and since the tongue is the strongest muscle in the mouth, it sort of like jumbles anything, and then over time it can move my bottom half of my teeth, which is like, oh, okay. And she also noted, yeah, that was my dentist, it's like, hey, did you get the thing where like they talked about your tongue thing? And I'm like, no, I did not. So that was like my only question. And I feel like that dentists don't get asked questions enough, weirdly enough, or just have like small, like when you give them a question, when they ask you, hey, so do you have any questions for me? And typically maybe it's like a no, maybe it's like I'm fine. But when I do have that question of like, okay, so all I said was this, so they asked, oh, so do you have any questions for me? And then I asked, because she brought up the thing about the tongue thing. I'm like, I did not know the tongue thing. So I say, oh, so what are some ways that I can try to avoid having my tongue at the bottom of my mouth? Like, keep out the top. Something like that. Something. And I feel like, in my headspace, time-wise, I was there for like an extra 35 minutes. But maybe in reality, it was roughly around 18 to 20 minutes of concrete detailing of her just like passion. Like, this was like our passion, talking about her dental thing, which I was like, wow. And then even at the end, she's like, I'm sorry, if I said too much, like I'll make sure like to note it down. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. It's sort of like the thing I said like a while back, like on Monday, where Camilla was just talking about Argentina and India and the misinformation of like how a third world country should feel like a first world country, like the US. I could be misconstruing any of my forms of words right now, but like, why does a third world country with a lot of food still be classified as a third world country, like that type of thing. And they're from Argentina, so they like just go ham on like all the information. And then me and Alice are not from Argentina, so we're just like, yes, but not in a way where like we're being dumb or it's like it's a bad idea. It's like you get information loaded into your brain. Like, do you expect someone? I don't expect anyone to like understand if I'm interested in a topic. Let's say my card games. I don't expect anyone to retain it. It's more or less, it's just a show that I like something. You can listen, you don't have to listen. But just sitting in that chair and then looking up and looking around just like to think about like, okay, she said this, she said that. I saw it in her eyes too. It's like, oh, am I talking too much? Am I spending too much time? And I heard also for their closing thing, I think it was like, what time is it now? It's 4:42. Like they're supposed to close at like 4 like 30 or 50ish, and then like any time like way off time, or like 5. And I overheard like, hey, we're supposed to like close like during this time, so like let's like rush it a little bit. Not like rush it a little bit, but like let's make sure we're like working. And it's like, okay. And then just like hearing her having the conversation like roughly around like ish minutes, I'm like, you love your job, that's great. And yeah, I also have to make sure I take a picture of the roof of my mouth on the right, and then check in 2 weeks later to her to take a screenshot of it and see if it healed. I need to have salt water in my mouth, gurgle it, spit it out, so I can get that. Otherwise, and then I got a card. Okay, so there was another lady who I got. Shout out to them, dental. Okay. There it is. That was the thumbnail. This is how I think of my thumbnails. Anyhow, but the lady was like, after she saw my photo, like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. This is a different person. And after like, okay, let's set up an appointment. And do you have like the sense of mind, like initially when he asked, okay, so let's think May, what day works for you? And then it's sort of one of those things like, I don't know. I morning. It's like, okay, I'll set you up in the morning for this type of day. Is that good? It's like, yeah. It's like, can I have that written down? And I think she has like an accent. She does have an accent. So I thought she said, oh, I can make sure we get the golf from you. And it's like, oh, can I have a card? And like written my like appointment. And then it's like, a call? Oh, we can do a call. And it's like, a card. Not to be mean to her, but I'm just like, oh, I mean like a card. Can I have a card? And it sounded like that she didn't understand what I was trying to say. That's what the feeling was. But then she's like, oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we can do a card. Or like, we don't typically do it. Or like, we do typically have a card. And it was like an awkward moment. And we're there. And then she gets up and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go now. And then I was like, oh, do I follow? And then it's like, oh yeah, you can follow. I didn't get a toothbrush bag. That's why I was so confused. See, they're changing their things. And I feel like, specifically at that dentistry, there's like a lot of things that are changing. You know, the chairs are different. There used to be like a couch. Who knew the couch was there? There used to be like a toy wood thing. There's not that anymore. There's like a table with a tablecloth and then like pamphlets. And then on the other desk, there's like business cards. And I'm like, whoa. They be trying to grow with their audience, you know. Like when I was young, they had like they had like the fire stove. I don't think they had the fire stove anymore. Where it's just like a cool thing. They had a TV, I think. Yeah, and then it's like music. Also, I don't know, specifically in Washington. In this, what is it? Is this Bonnie Lake? I can just look up. Bonnie Lake area. Listening to country music while you're in the dentist chair, just something like, Born out of whiskey, feeling well when the night. Born in the country, it's Saturday night. I'm like, yeah. No one thinks when they're in the chair when they do dental work on you. If you do think, it's either you're thinking about the pain or you're thinking about when it's gonna be over. I kid you not. That's me. That's me every time I'm on the dentist chair. I don't even think about their name. Like, I just say, like, oh, like, about the mouth thing. I was just on about, like, oh yeah, the lady before you. She obviously probably said her name. Obviously, also the dentist, like, probably said her name. I'm not even keeping an anonymity of, like, anyone. I just don't remember their name. Unless they said, they didn't say. But it's that vibe. But overall, I'm gonna get something prepped for me to eat. But I won't eat because I can't eat until an hour. And really, sure, I think there's some people who don't really get the mint option when they have like the flooring clean. There's like cherry, there's like grape, there's like the other one, or like a raspberry, or like one of those. And then there's mint, there's like a chocolate probably, I don't know. What other flavors should there be in your mouth? Can it be a dessert flavor? Can it be a boba flavor? Can it be an ice cream flavor? Would it be cold to your teeth? Imagine that. You bite into your and then they paint it and it's like very icy. It's like, it makes you smile every time. Wow, that's good. Or maybe like a spicy one, like a kimchi. Like a kimchi thing and they put on your teeth. Or like a wasabi. They put and then your eyes water up and then they put the dry spray, like, and you're like, all done. But yes, I'm going to eat or drink something. Preferably no soda, no sugary stuff. I will showcase what I get, but I won't drink it or eat it. I'll probably get like a Lunchables or something, I don't know. But I'm here, so I will do something. Also, I've not been in this Fred Meyer in a while. You know, the other Fred Meyer closed at my place, and they're probably gonna make it into a Spirit Halloween. And you know, I feel like the only stores that can easily shut down in the months of October and November for a new store to happen is a Spirit Halloween. You know, there's a Party City. Party City shut down. They shut down. When they happen, they shut down. But I feel like when it's a Spirit Halloween, it's one of those pop-up shops where it just happens in this month and then everything takes down and then it goes back to how it was, like a Fred Meyer or a Haggins or a not Fred Meyer again, or Targets or a JCPenney's. You know, like those types of big stores need to house small costumes in racks, in changing rooms, and having like Halloween decor. And then you're like, wow, this is gonna be great. Also, on Netflix, there's a lot of Christmas movies. And I saw this one Christmas movie. I didn't watch it. I saw it as like a thumbnail. And it's like my time in a Christmas movie. Or like, and that's a Christmas movie. And it was like in 2024. And I'm like, wow, they're like exploring everything. But then there's like Christmas this, Christmas this, Christmas this, Christmas this, Christmas this. I'm gonna have so much fun trying to find those on Netflix. But you get my point. I'm like, huh. So many Christmas movies. That's when the Hallmark comes in. Okay, I'm gonna actually make it something now. Two things that are lovely. One, I didn't buy anything actually at Fred Meyer. I feel like I personally feel therapy. I'm kidding, no. See that segment right there? I feel like at this point, I feel like Ben of the Week. Like, I feel like I should have a crash out. Not like a notable crash out, but like one of those things like, you know, like that type of vibe, like, and I got nothing, you know. But that's not my style actually. I'm pretty like low key, unless I'm talking about something like, you know what? Oh, there's a driving school here, bro. Driving school. I remember that used to be a Baskin Robbins, my guy. Not the driving school, but the one next to it. It's a pets thing now. But no, I feel like Ben of the Week. Like, what's up, sister? Like something like that type of vibe. Like, I don't know. But I'm not doing that. I did it, but I'm not gonna do that. That's the vibe every time I feel like if I'm going to announce something, I'm gonna do that. But I just used the restroom. That was it. I didn't have anything else to do. Then I am citing probably like a Taco Bell. But also, second news. A G4 G-Wagon, a G4 geomagnetic storm is about to happen this weekend or weekday. Or this week. It's supposed to happen. Oh no, it's not here. My mom told me that. So be ready. I might get like a Taco Bell. You know? Someone I know likes Taco Bell. Okay. But, sure. I will get like a Taco Bell. Maybe. Or Chick-fil-A. I don't know. There's a lot of places here. There's also Burger King. Like, do I want a Burger King though? I don't know. But I just want like a food or something. And I'll just put it in my fridge. But yeah, that was my day. I'll talk while I have the signs up. But I was busy editing my videos, and then I finally hit like October 31st, and I was like, wow, I'm just gonna take a rest or something. And that's kind of cool. So, well, I would rank today a solid A. Why do I feel like it's an A? I feel like tomorrow is gonna become like a solid B. I don't know, depending on my work. Like, I'm not behind on work. I feel like I could be doing work, but I'm doing unwork related things. Which I think that's a hard thing mentally to someone who's trying to like work on like their passions or like what they like to do, right? Off to the side while they have their like secondary job. It's a weird feeling to be like, I like to post videos and just edit and like just like capture like what I did in that day or feeling the essence of that day, versus like, oh, I like to also do like procedural assets and VFX and lighting, and I want to go into the game and the film industry and to like become even in like an art director and producer and like guide visual direction for people if they really need to, or like also help with some form of like game design if they need like a secondary like opinion on things, but not make that as like a holistic identity. That's just me. You will see stuff maybe, I don't know, but this, I think I can't do everything in a day. This is what I learned. I can't do everything in a day. But when I try to feel like I need to do everything in a day, it's not gonna be in the benefit of you. It's going to be in the benefit of no one, because you're kind of delusional. So just know what learn from what you can do in a day and see where that takes you, and then don't forget about it, because if you do, then you might need it the next time you go to a dentist and they ask you, when was the last time you did it? And now I can look back at this video and be like, it was on this day. It was on this day I talked about Taco Bell and visiting my parents. And that's a nice lighting right there. I gotta take note of that. And so on. So yes, this will be the last. I think we'll end it off with looking at this tree lighting right now. This tree lighting is nice. Actually, it was a false alarm. This is a note to me before the ending of what I decide from the lighting thing. This is the future. I got a creamsicle thing. I could have got the Baja Blast, but I didn't get the Baja Blast. I got a regular orange cream freeze thing. And here is my order. I got this. They have like deluxe boxes, which I was like, oh, and a lot of console stuff. I think we're in an age where we are more into the idea of like putting in our food orders on like consoles than actually talking to individuals, which to like up in the front of the like the cashier thing. I feel like they are phasing out the cashier position and putting in more the console putting your order thing. I feel like that's still new, but I'm like, that's a vibe. I've noticed that. But yeah, I'll probably review it, but then I'll be at my apartment and then you'll see the ending of the lights. So stay tuned. But it is actually almost time to actually eat. So I'll probably eat it on the go. I don't know. If you made it this far in the video, wow, oh, you hear audio, oh yes, it's me. I'm gonna drink my creamsicle. I just like, I like to record these things from the POV of just like a night drive. I'm like, I never filmed a night drive, like a full night drive before, so that's why I have this. But I'm gonna try my creamsicle thing, you're gonna hear it. Ooh. It's like an orange. Like an artificial orange juice. It's like a citrus. It's like a gummy, like an orange gummy, but in liquid form. Ooh. It's not like an ice cream. It's like a frozen drink. Ooh. Do I like the texture of it? I don't know. It's like almost like a sort of, if I had to compare it to the Hawaiian freeze from McDonald's, that's a freeze drink. This one feels like a smooth syrup. I feel like I compared that the last time for the other one, but this one's more like you feel it in the roof of your mouth type of feel. That's interesting. But it's not sticky. Yeah. You know what it feels like as well? I feel like at this point, I feel like I'm in that like weird, not like artificial, but like in the deep relationship where you understand like the weirdness of the individual now. If you've been watching this far, that's crazy. Congrats on you. You don't have to watch it. It's like, again, it's like background. Like, wow, look at the ambience. Like, you know, people walk in the streets or go to a park vlog or live. This is what it is. This is what I'm showcasing. This is what I want. Yeah. But to me, when it comes to like these types of like recordings, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh wow, look how many cars there are. Like, look how many lights and how lights are actually like affecting things. And then in the future, you can see, you probably are experiencing, man, there's like tall towers here actually. There's no more trees anymore. You're like, wow, back in my day it looked like this. And you're like, wow, that's kind of cool. But yeah, okay, I'm going to, you will see sporadic moments of like the night drive, but I'm going to end the recording because I need to know where I'm going. Ways wise, I need to. I feel like, okay, I don't blame the truck, but my guy, I was waiting, bro. You see me? I'm like not even close to you in Roxy. There are gonna be more border. Dude. Made it. That's how clutch I am sometimes. I guess I'll see you. If you're listening to this, that's awesome. You get to have secret Patreon like information, I guess, that I forget to mention in the real story, in the real time. Nearing the end of this month, my parents and me plan to drive to my sister's place, which is cool. And we're also going to, for the first time, have our dog Maxie be able or take a road trip with us, because we're going to do like a car ride to there, which is long. It's like 6 to 8 hours almost of like a drive. And if you've done that before on a road trip, man, like we have to go through like a mountain pass, like that's when you know it's real. But we have to do that. I think it's actually like 4 or 5, but it's nothing lower than 2. It's not lower than 2, not even 3. But yeah, that's also something that we're gonna do. So my dad was like sitting on the bathtub while I was brushing my teeth initially. And he was like, you know, we're gonna have sleeping bags, we're gonna have an air mattress, and we need to pack those. Awesome. Then what else was there? We're gonna take my mom's car. We're gonna drive there. It's great. We're gonna take shifts. That's great. He didn't say the shift part, but I'm like, that's a vibe. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then I was like, oh, so what did you have for like Veterans Day? Because also it's Veterans Day today. Wow, that was cool. So they went to Denny's to eat, which was nice. And it was okay. Wait, no, I already said that. I was gonna say my mom liked Frankenstein. That was good. Or if I didn't say that, and I'm thinking of something else, then yes, my mom messaged me that she liked Frankenstein. That's cool. I would rank the creamy drink like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Would I get it again? You know what stood out to me when it came to buying the creamy drink? That it had a little sticker stamp on next to it, said limited offer. And I'm like, oh, I need to get that. And I'm like, I've already had the Baja before. Like if I had to like mentally rank the Baja, it would have been like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Obviously because it's a fan favorite, you know, the Baja. Baja. You know? I think the real thing I learned today is that if you're doing a night drive, you gotta do everything possible to keep yourself awake when you drive. And that's great. That's something that you have to consider. Because if you don't, you can be a really good driver, but you have to keep your attention on the road, man. So yeah. And I think if you watch, I don't know if you have to watch. What is a segment I should do in these videos that I should do? These types of videos, honestly, at the same time, it's like I'm investing in me. The variety channel, trying to mix some stuff up. Like I have some games. I play video games because I just feel like I like to play video. Maybe I can talk about my art career in general, like teach you art as a whole from my art classes for free. That's cool. I won't like share. Obviously, I won't like share like here is everything I do, because it's like okay, like what? Well, I can sort of share, but I'm not gonna like share like here's the Moodle here's the thing that we use in all the criteria. Like I'll like lay it out. So like here is what I learned from this day and things to consider when it comes to this. So. But yeah, that would be great. I should ask that in my thing. And also, I think what I really like about doing a daily thing is that on my post section on my YouTube, I really like that I take a screenshot of my Premiere Pro timeline and I put it as that day. And it showcases to me that each day is very different. Each type of editing style is also different. How long or how short it is. It's like a extending branch of my day summed up. Like on like a DNA platter. Where it's like, oh, okay. This is all the important information that I thought was important on this day to remember and condensed. Which is awesome. But we love a traffic. We love traffic. How do you solve traffic? Traffic man. Can you solve traffic for me? I can only do so much. That's truly like a superhero, bro. It's like I can only do so much. But he's right, like yes, yeah, he's right there. I can't wait to export these videos. I think I'm gonna get, what time is it? It's 5:40. I can crank out like 3 videos. What you haven't seen yet at the beginning of my November thing, probably you have at this point because it makes sense because this is like day 11, is my Minecraft saga. That was pretty good. I don't know what my next saga is gonna be. I have like mini sagas. Like I had the 3-day saga of my card game. And then I had, you know, you have like a lot. And I might edit my Instagram post for October over the weekend this week. I won't make it a whole ordeal because that takes a while because I want like a perfect edit. When it comes to those posts of Instagram, I'm like, what are the core videos that make up what my month was? In 20 posts, a max. And second, is the sound copywriting? That's all Instagram really cares about. Is the sound copywriting? If so, then we're not gonna show it. And how long is your video? You know, you have to keep retrying again in order for it to work. I'm like, that's great, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. If I say anything else, it probably is important to me. Enjoy the rest of the car ride. fast, fast, fast. You gotta pick up the gas. Speed line, speed line. You know what I was thinking about? Just that bus. I'm thinking about like a cinematic intro about Traffic Man, and like the Spider-Verse equivalent of Traffic. And I'm thinking like Starman as like the music, like he's a starman waiting in the night. He's slicing in thinking, and he's on the side of the bus, and then like it's like taking off like a shuttle, like whoosh, like, and then his back, and he's holding like the mirror, and he's on the outside of it. He's a starman. His license you don't know it. Think you see a while out you down in Josie. Also, I was thinking about, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again, sure. I think one of the villains for Traffic Man would be like someone who's in like the tech sphere, or also not adjacent to. And another villain would be like a weather person, like they control the weather and like power outage and whatnot, like for traffic stuff. That would be interesting. I don't know the third villain. Corporate greed. Corporations and all that. I don't know. He's a star. He's like, I don't want to say the better version of Green Arrow, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. This is more for the me that wanted to just show off the deluxe thing. It's cold at this point probably, but just note that. My review. It looks like I have not even touched it. This. Which I'm like, huh. Lovely. So I got a 3 quesadillas, a guac, salsa, avocado, verde, another type of dip, and then a taco. I'm just gonna hypothetically. I'll This is obviously your basic taco. Lovely. I'll just do a quick rating. This is basic. 9 out of 10. I think any other sauce that adds onto this becomes a 10 out of 10, obviously. But I can eat that as many times as I want to. And then this, the queso. Ooh. You get a bite, and then it's like a spice or heat to it after. And there's like a chicken. It's a subtle chicken, but there's chicken there. 9 out of 10. If there's a sauce, it would be good with it. I will dip my stuff into this. What is this? This is avocado ranch. I'm being teleported somewhere. Bro, I'm not kidding. It's kind of good. Okay, 10 out of 10. Avocado ranch hits hard, though. I've never had avocado ranch in a while. And this is your basic sour cream. Yeah, I thought it said, like, something else with it. It said side sour cream. Yeah. Overall, if you've had, what is it called? Okay, I'll be right back. if you've had Qdoba before, then this quesadilla is like a light version. Lite. The light version of a quesadilla. Sauces are great. This is a good sauce. This is avocado verde. Let me try it, I guess. It's on there. It's like I have to show. It's giving Mexican restaurant heat. So, yeah. I would still say like it's a... I think this one's like a 9.5 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay. That's my review. Wow.